Hi everyone, I'm John C. Morley, the host of the J Moore Tech Talk Show and Inspirations for Your Life. Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to the J Moore Tech Talk Show. I know we're a little bit later than usual. Been a little crazy with getting going with the holidays and starting to bake and so many other great things, but want to get this show out to you because it's got a lot of great information. All right, everyone, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, and also the host of the J Moore Tech Talk Show and also your coach. Why don't you go get yourself something hot? I've got some delicious hot chocolate that goes great with some cookies, which I've got over here. Really, really good cookies. Just made a lot of cookies, and I just grabbed a really small one, kind of like bite size. This is actually an oatmeal cookie. I make them really small, so they're really like guilt-free. Anyway, do get yourself something hot for the kitchen or something cold or maybe something healthy like some fruit or what have you. I think I'm going to have a bite right now. Really good. And the milk chocolate is really good. Okay, let's get started. So, staying ahead of the curve with today's most critical tech updates might seem challenging. From lawsuits reshaping industries to groundbreaking advancements in AI, automotive recalls, and the future of social media, we're bringing you the stories that matter most. This week's episode is packed with insights, controversies, and innovations, of course, that will keep you informed and inspired. So don't miss out. You can stream the latest episode at believemeachieve.com and just click on the J Moore Tech Talk Show, either the podcast, or you can watch me on the videos from YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, what have you. So don't miss out. Definitely check all that out. Go to believemeachieve.com. Do give me some love and support, and definitely share, like, and tag all your friends in that as well. And so on the J Moore Tech Talk Show, you can find lots of great information about technology. We learned some other stuff as well. And so I know you're definitely going to really appreciate it. So what's happening this week in the tech world? I thought you'd never ask me. Let me have another sip of this hot chocolate with it being really cold outside. Okay. So Sirius XM was ordered to simplify subscriptions. A New York court ruling mandated the Sirius XM to overhaul its subscription cancellation process, making it easier for users to opt out without a hassle. The decision marks a significant step toward consumer rights in the digital age. So I think a lot of people, when they sign up for something, they believe that it's going to be easy to cancel. It isn't always easy to cancel. I have to tell you that. And the ruling, part of a lawsuit by Attorney General Letitia James, mandated that Sirius XM simplify this cancellation process. And just to let you know, that they need to comply with the upcoming, what they call FTC cancel the click rules. Sirius XM plans to appeal, but stated it would adhere to the new rules effective January 2025. I mean, that's really the pitch. When you go through all this effort to sign up, right? I mean, I've had to do this sometimes with websites where I had to sign up for something and then it didn't work. And then it was just such a hassle to get it canceled. I mean, I did, but it wasn't 5 minutes. It was like over an hour. It was a couple days, or it was many emails back and forth. I mean, what gives with all that, right? I mean, why don't people just want to give good services and, be upfront? Unfortunately, a lot of people are not. So, but I'm happy to hear what's going on with that. That's really, really cool. And Italy finds Foodinho. I can't even say that. Italy finds Foodinho £5 million for data breaches. So Italy's data protection authority fined Foodinho, I think that's the right way I'm selling it now, a delivery hero subsidiary, £5 million for privacy violations involving over 35,000 riders. The watchdog found unlawful processing of biometric and geolocation data, including transmitting riders' location to third parties without their consent, even when off duty. The investigation followed a rider's account deactivation after a fatal accident and revealed systematic privacy breaches despite a prior fine in 2021. Foodinho, as you guessed, must, overhaul its practices, including clear messaging and user-controlled GPS settings. So, wow. Well, we know they're tough over there in Europe, and it seems like they always seem to get to the bottom of things quicker. I mean, not that the U.S. doesn't do anything, but Europe is just a lot more strict. And because of Europe, we have things like now our iPhone using a USB-C connector, right? Thanks to European Union for that, because I used to hate dealing with that lightning connector. It was a disaster. All right. And having to have multiple cables for different devices. All right. So we also talked about something really important this week. I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your loved ones and friends and family. I encouraged everyone to disconnect from Thanksgiving, unplug from technology this Thanksgiving. Did you do it? Choosing to unplug from technology this past Thanksgiving might have seemed like a monumental sacrifice, but it may have helped you build some stronger bonds if you did with your family and loved ones. The only technology you should be using is what's essential for you to have Thanksgiving dinner, I was saying. So, I said make the commitment, right? And right after the Macy's Day Parade, you'll probably want to disconnect from all technology, unless it's, your family or friends giving you a call on your phone or something. But it's not the time to be playing around on social media and seeing what's what, right? That's not what Thanksgiving's about. Thanksgiving is about unplugging. Now, I had posted this, and also the Disconnect and other places I went to had a similar idea. I think some people just get in their mind that they have to have their phone, like they can't live without it, or, they have to check their email on Thanksgiving Day, like seriously, or they have to go play a video game. Really? Seriously? On Thanksgiving Day? So Thanksgiving is the time that we gather with family, friends, and loved ones, and we really enjoy what we have, and we're grateful. When we're grateful for things, more things in our life will show up that we can become grateful for. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And Hyundai Recalls Over 145,000. That is delicious. EVs, models like the IONIQ 5 and the Genesis GV60, they face potential power loss risks. Yeah. So Hyundai recalled is in the process now recording 145,000 EVs in the U.S. over power loss. These are the electric vehicles in the U.S., as I said, including the IONIQ 5 and the 6 EVs and the Genesis models from 2022 to 2025 due to potential damage to charging units causing loss of drive power. That sounds pretty serious. The recall announced by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or the NHTSA for short, includes a free inspection, parts replacement, and software updates to address the issue. Ooh, I would not want to be driving a Hyundai, and I definitely would not want to be driving a Tesla. I think I told you I made the decision to not get a Tesla after one of my good friends had one of his friends almost might have lost their life because they had to almost kill themselves to get out of a car. They smashed the window open because they were entrapped. All right. And speaking about trap, Snap is getting trapped because Snap pushes back against New Mexico law on child safety concern. Snap Inc., which you may or may not know, is the company that runs the Snap social media application. And they filed a motion to dismiss a New Mexico lawsuit alleging the company enabled child sexual exploitation on Snapchat, citing inaccuracies in the state's investigation. The lawsuit, part of a broader effort by the United States lawmakers, is set to hold tech companies accountable for harm to minors. claims now that Snap failed to warn users of risks like sextortion and violated Section 230 protections. Snap argues the allegations are potentially false, emphasizing its safety initiatives, including expanded trust and law enforcement operations teams. The company also cites First Amendment protection against compelled disclosures. So, the question you might be asking, and it's a very good question to ask, is Snapchat doing enough for kids, enough to keep kids safe? And I think you're going to get mixed reviews about that. The question is it safe for preteens and teens? Most kids use Snapchat to goof around and to stay in contact with their friends. Period. End of story. But there's some mature content on there that's not appropriate for most teens 16. That said, there are some risky areas and things like disappearing messages and stuff like that could be a problem. Snapchat's Family Center is a set of parental controls that help you see who and where your teen is communicating with. But a lot of parents don't even bother or get involved. And so the NSPCC, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, the NSPCC, and so that is the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. They always like all these acronyms, don't they? So Snapchat is a popular messaging app that allows you to send images and videos to other users. These are known as snaps. One of the Snapchat's unique selling points is that the messages are normally only available for a short period of time. As I said, the disappearing message. What age range plays on Snapchat? Well, the platform is rated for 13-plus-year-olds. How does Snapchat work? Well, the platform mainly operates as a messaging app where users can communicate with each other using videos and images. However, there are also other features available, including private chat, games, and voice notes. You can also create videos that can be posted to a public feed. Some tips to help keep your child safe: make sure they sign up with the correct age. A lot of people don't. Talk to them about how to feel good on social media. Set rules about friends. Know where to report when there is an issue. Talk about what is okay and what's not okay to share. Explore the safety features together. And there are lots of safety features. The Family Center, by linking your account to your child's account, you can see a list of their friends and who they have contacted in the last 7 days, but not the content of those messages. Family Center also gives you access to a confidential reporting service that allows you to report any concerns directly to Snapchat's trust and safety team. There's ghost mode. Enabling this will stop other users from seeing your child's location. And to edit location settings, just go to the cog button, which is the little settings wheel in the right-hand corner of the screen, and then enable ghost mode and select until switched off to make sure it stays enabled. Limit contact from adult users. Snapchat has introduced restrictions to help limit unwanted contact from adults, bad actors, as we should say. Adults will not be allowed to add young people who are 17 and under unless they have a certain number of friends in common. This won't stop all contact from adults, but it will help to limit it. Privacy settings. There are different privacy settings available that will help to limit who can see your child's account and contact them. Who can contact me? This lets you manage who can contact your child. Definitely explore that. Default chat functions. By default, you can't chat to someone on Snapchat unless you're friends. Make sure to speak to your child about who they accept friend requests from. Reporting. To report another user, press and hold on their Snapchat ID, select more, and report. You can also visit the Reporting Online Safety Concerns page. So they are trying to do things, but the question you're probably saying, is Snapchat guilty of these claims? And that's for the judge to basically figure out. But they are rolling these new tools out because I think there has been issues with things like sextortion, etc. And if you believe that you are a victim, well, you don't want to wait. Okay. Chances are most people that get this will probably not say anything, regardless of which type of criminal we're talking about. That could be sextortion. That could be financial. The scam works the same way. The scammer will contact you through an email, social media, or text and threaten to release your pictures unless you pay them a certain sum of money. This will be through a payment app that can't be traced or returned, like cash, crypto, prepaid cards, or gift cards, mass credit cards, or even PayPal. The problem is that law enforcement doesn't really care if you paid someone $500 to not release a picture of your personal information, unless you're underage. Sure, they'll write a report and file it, but it's very likely that they're not going to investigate. They don't really have the tools or the digital forensic skills to track down these scammers, and they simply have bigger fish to fry than what you would think. Thankfully, there are still ways to prevent being in that situation and best practices to follow. So, be smart. What to do if someone says they have nude pictures of you? Well, the best way to deal with someone with this will depend which type of scammer they are. First and foremost thing to do is to identify if they are bluffing or a scammer who actually has your pictures. So start by asking them to show you the pictures. Bluffers will make up a reason as to why they have the pictures but can't show them to you, but you'll know they're bluffing. If a scammer shows you proof of nude photos, you have a couple of options depending on your net worth. How to deal with sextortion if your net worth is over 150 grand. If you choose to make a first payment to the scammer, a digital forensics consultant firm could handle sextortion cases for you, or you can actually decide to be smart and not do anything. Odds are you'll fly under the radar if you make the first payment low, since scammers deal with multiple victims at once. But once you make a second payment, you'll be flagged and studied. If they find out you're a high net worth individual, they are very likely to ask for significantly a higher amount of money, and they will not stop. High net worth individuals should seek help from law firms first, but you need to be smart and not give out things online. But how do you deal with them? Well, a good thing to understand with them is to follow strict code of conduct that maintains your business model functioning. If a scammer don't keep a promise of not releasing nudes after being paid, their whole business model can collapse, since folks will learn to not bother paying them at all. If you want it to be safer, your best bet is to seek professional help. That's what a lot of people say to do, but I think the best thing to do is not get in this situation. Many years ago, I had got online. I think it was, I was reading a message on Facebook, and I don't use it for anything personal, just business stuff. But they had messaged me, and they had told me that they have videos of me doing something that they're going to report to all my friends and expose me at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, well, at 2 a.m. in the morning, I was sleeping. Well, it was another 2 a.m. I said, well, I'm not up at 2 a.m. in the morning in front of my, well, we have pictures of you. So I was like, show me. Well, we can't. So I knew they were bluffing. And then they also were playing some games about trying to figure out what kind of car I drove, what town I was in. So it's really important you don't share those details through social media. Really, really important. So what to look for if you're going to get someone to help you. If the company testifies in sextortion cases in court routinely, they're probably legit. Courts determine if they're credible companies, and if they're good enough for the courts, they'll be good enough for you. You can check out the Better Business Bureau reviews, although this isn't a be-all, end-all. You can call them and ask them to give you references. If you are an underage victim, well, or were under the age of the time when the nudes were taken, law enforcement has your back because they're concerned about NCMEC, which is the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. If your nudes have already been posted online, it's rare for sextortion cases to get to this point, since once they post them online, they no longer have any leverage on you. Most of these cases are leverage from the revenge porn situation from people, those that know the victim. At the stage, the best thing to do is to hire a firm. But again, do you really want to be getting involved? I think you just have to be understanding that what you do online, what you share online, should be things that you only want to share online. And there are just so many scams out there. So I wanted to give you some info on that. Really, really important. So regardless of what platform you're using. And ladies and gentlemen, Trump teams up with Mr. Musk. Yes, eyeing bold changes to AI policies and risks. Markets reflect growing investor confidence with the Dow climbing nearly 1%. The S&P 500 up 0.35%, and the NASDAQ edging up 0.16%. As the fear and greed index at 61 signals greed-driven sentiment. Meanwhile, AI regulation is under scrutiny as Trump and Musk eye changes, prioritizing innovation over existing safeguards and raising concerns about AI's potential misuse, bias, and risks. Regulatory uncertainty looms as Biden's AI Safety Institute faces possible repeal, sparking debates over balancing innovation with security. I think the biggest thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that the government needs to get a clue, right? They need to figure out what this is about and know that it's not AI that's good or bad or weapons that are good or bad. It's a tool. So I think people need to be educated about how to use it. And I even think certain things, depending on what they're doing in the integration, should be licensed. I'm not talking about using AI at home. I'm talking about using AI for a business. And when it starts to automate things, certain things like that might need to be licensed just to make sure that they're on the up and up. All right. Okay. So another one that I definitely want to share with you is it is time to fight back against AI deep fake porn. How to protect yourself from becoming a victim. AI tools have made it easier to create and spread non-consensual deep fake porn, a form of harassment where a person's face is superimposed onto explicit images. This issue has affected a wide range of people, from celebrities to minors. Victims of this harassment can take steps to protect themselves, such as screenshotting the images for evidence, using platforms, removal tools, and seeking help from organizations like StopNCII.org, and legal measures to combat the issues are when they're emerging. But victims face a patchwork of state laws. Experts' advice urges a proactive approach, particularly from would-be offenders, to prevent these harmful acts. So a lot of times the people doing this could be people in other countries. They could be other kids. They could be other bad actors that are adults just looking for a quick flick way to make some money on the down low. And by not making a little money, a lot of money. Because the thing about the people that do this is it's like their job. And they want to damage a person's reputation. I know probably about 15 years ago, I helped a client that is in a very high-profile job. And he was so concerned about, images ruining or destroying his reputation because they weren't true, but they were posting all this stuff. And they knew a lot about him because somebody who he worked with, actually tipped them off. And the guy that tipped him off was not a nice guy. He was just doing it because he got paid to do it. And that's really bad. And then he no longer works at the company. But it took us over a year or two to get a lot of these sites to remove this information. Because, when you get stuff online, whether it's Yahoo, whether it's Google, Facebook, they don't have to take your information down unless it's a court order, and they can take it down if you request. But remember, they don't have to. So be careful when you post things online because they might not ever be deleted. All right. And Jaguar. This is pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. So Jaguar is now Jaguar. Yes, Jaguar is undergoing a major rebrand to Jaguar to shift toward an all-electric lineup by 2026. The British automaker has introduced a new logo with modernized design featuring spaced-out letters in a mix of upper and lower case. The brand's new identity is focused on exuberant modernism and is heavily influenced by pop art, with marketing slogans like "Copy Nothing, Delete Ordinary, and Live Vivid." That's all them, quote. This rebranding aims to recapture the company's essence while appealing to a contemporary audience, aligning with Jaguar's commitment to innovation and its electric future. So it's pretty exciting. The new brand of Jaguar. The thing about it is they are trying to be a little more more trendy. Uh, they have a guy that basically is trying to paint the flag. Looks like, and then they have a dancer. They have some other dancers. So I think where they're going with this is interesting. I also think the reason that they're doing this is for diversity inclusion. Okay. Um, it has some pinks, it has some blues. They call it a new era, is what they call it. And just looking at their website and some of the stuff they have, it's very interesting. And from what I gather, it's very modern. Um, and as they said here, they posted this just recently, which is delete ordinary to go bold to copy nothing. Um, they're trying to communicate what they said is a symbol of change. And so Jaguar, which is the new, is collaborating with a collection of original creators across the arts, exploring new perspectives, challenging boundaries, and trying to stay inspired. But I think the big thing is that they are trying to make a big difference. And so Jaguar's rebrand, a lot of people are calling disastrous as a focus on diversity. And it's definitely coming under fire because, they're doing this, but they're doing something very bold. And my only question is, are they doing it for the right reasons? Whether that's LGBTQ, whether it's different ethnicities, right? Um, and I think if they're going for the right reason, I think they're going to be okay. But help me, if they're doing this just to like get in there and then they're not going to be true, I think a lot of people are going to get confused and they might even get angry about it. Okay. The British luxury vehicle company Jaguar has defended itself against the backlash from internet users over its rebranding, including the new logo and a colorful new advertisement, with both fans and anti-quote woke critics ripping the ad's diversity about. So I think what we want to talk about is that, this is definitely making a bold statement. With the new profile pictures, the new people in there, all the different colors. And they got a big blowback, and nearly all the top Instagram comments on Jaguar's post are critical, with top comments like more than 13,000 times claiming the company killed a British icon. In a press release put together by them, Jaguar said, and I quote, "The advertisement marks the reveal of a completely reimagined brand," quote, "focused on artistic expression, stating the next stage in transformation of Jaguar will be revealed." So the thing about it is Jaguar is trying to really step out there. And I think a lot of companies, specifically car companies, they're conservative. All right. The Jaguar's rebrand comes ahead of its planned move to only sell electric vehicles. And the holding company that owns Jaguar would halt production of all vehicles in its current lineup, aside from the F-Pace, with an aim to become an electric-only company by 2025. That's pretty serious. So I think when we hear what's going on, a lot of people were not expecting this because, again, diversity is happening everywhere. And diversity is not happening to vex or annoy you or to get you to retaliate. Diversity is here because everyone has the right, the First Amendment, for freedom of speech, But we're seeing by a lot of car companies how they used to support different movements and things like LGBT groups we've seen in the news that they've stopped because they have gotten backlash on the political side. And that's a big problem for them. And Eakin, ladies and gentlemen, this is a really interesting one. Yes, Eakin. After selling cameras with a terrible security flaw, this company, Eakin, faces a new crisis. So Eakin, that's E-K-E-N, a Hong Kong-based video doorbell manufacturer, no, it's not Ring, is facing proposed fines exceeding $700,000 from the FCC for violating rules related to foreign companies' device certifications. The investigation, after security flaws in Eakin's products were exposed early in 2024, revealed that the company has provided a false U.S. address for its designated agent. Eakin, whose products are sold under multiple brand names, had previously addressed security vulnerabilities via a firmware update. But this new issue with its filing could lead to substantial penalties, and the FCC's investigation in Eakin's equipment continues. Yeah, you can't play games when it comes to the government, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be truthful. And rivals to NVIDIA shift focus to developing alternative chips for the AI innovation. NVIDIA's dominance in the AI chip market, particularly with GPUs for training AI models, faces competition from companies focused on creating specialized AI inference chips. These chips designed for a different type of thing, for the efficient day-to-day operation of AI tools, and are seen as a solution to the high costs associated with running generative AI. Startups like Cerebra's, Grok, and D-Matrix, along with established rivals such as AMD and Intel, are entering the market now, offering alternatives that aim to reduce both financial and environmental impact of AI usage. These inference chips are especially attractive to Fortune 500 companies seeking affordable, scalable AI solutions. So, looks like competition is going to start hitting the table. Are you guys ready for that? I hope so. And PayPal recently experienced an outage that affected millions globally. Yeah, this is pretty amazing. It was last Thursday, and it disrupted services like the account withdrawal and express checkout. That was actually not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before. So that actually would have been the Thursday before Thanksgiving, the 21st. And so it disrupted services like account withdrawal and express checkout for thousands of users, including cryptocurrency and Venmo transactions. The issue began at 5:53 a.m. Eastern Time and generated over 7,000 user reports on Down Detector. Although the problem was swiftly resolved, many customers took to social media to report login and payment issues, with 432 million, let me say that again, 432 million active accounts as of September. PayPal assured users and investors that the incident was promptly addressed. Ouch, 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 ouch. That's just really, really, really tough. The thing you may not know is that PayPal owns Venmo. And it's essential to understand that the two platforms operate somewhat independently. Venmo maintains its own brand identity, user experience, and target audiences, which skews younger than the PayPal's typical user base. But since they all use a similar system, well, their whole system went down. Yeesh. I wouldn't want to be PayPal. And AI cameras are catching drivers using phones. Yes, using cell phones in the car, or skipping, forgetting to wear seatbelts. During a 5-week trial, a new AI-powered camera system in Greater Manchester has detected over 3,200 instances of drivers using mobile phones or not wearing seatbelts. The heads-up system captured images of unsafe practices, including drivers holding phones or failing to secure passengers, including children. Combining AI technology with human review, the trial supports Greater Manchester's vision of zero strategy to eliminate road deaths by 2040. While no prosecutions have been made, officials hope The findings raise awareness of the dangers, emphasizing that mobile phone usage increases collision risks fourfold and lack of seatbelts doubles fatality chances. Ouch. And the UK is considering it again. Social media banning for those under 16 years of age. The UK government is considering a potential ban on social media for under 16-year-olds as part of an effort to enhance online safety. According to Technology Secretary Peter Kyle, speaking about the initiative, Kyle emphasized the need for evidence-driven action and pledged to enforce Online Safety Act, OSA, which demands stricter accountability from tech companies. Inspired by similar steps in Australia, the proposal has sparked debate, with critics arguing it addresses only a fraction of the broader cultural and technological challenges. Meanwhile, the OSA is set to roll out next year, imposing severe penalties on non-compliant platforms and encouraging industry-wide safety measures, such as age verification and restrictions on harmful content. Oh, watch out, Google, and watch out, Facebook. They're coming for you if you don't have platforms that work. That's all I got to tell you. It's not just going to be about somebody who lost their life. They're coming after you for a lot of money. And when I heard about that one company that got sued for what was it, $72 quintillion, Facebook by right, that was just unbelievable. But we're going to see a lot more of that. So that's how they hit these companies, these big companies. They hit them in their wallets, and they don't hit them with $1,000 fine. They hit them with quintillion. That's 40 zeros, ladies and gentlemen. And Google slams reports of being forced to sell Chrome, calling the claims misguided. Google has strongly opposed reports that the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, may propose forcing it to sell Chrome as part of antitrust remedies, arguing it would harm consumers, businesses, and innovations. The DOJ has been exploring measures to address Google's search monopoly, which Judge Amit Mahida ruled on in August, and potential remedies include changes to Chrome, Android, and AI operations. Google maintains that splitting its services would disrupt business models, raise device costs, and weaken competition. Chrome currently holds 64.61% global browser market share, while Google search dominates with nearly 90%. So the thing about, using Google is that Google still takes a lot of information from you that you don't want to be shared. And somebody asked me, a lot of people use DuckDuckGo. Does DuckDuckGo steal your info? DuckDuckGo basically it does provide some information. Okay. So they were claiming that they were, the good guys. They still give out some information, nowhere near what Google gives out. Nowhere near. So there's a lot going on. And as we head into now the month of December, I'm sure a lot's going to happen with December. And, the fact of what kind of toys are going to be available. People are probably going to ask me, what AI toy do you want for the holidays? And I think most people will want something that is going to make their lives easier. The question is, if giving this gift is going to potentially rob someone of their personal information, compromise their security, do you really want to give something like that? Your name could be over the head for years because you gave that gift. It's not your fault. You're probably going to be like holding your head like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I gave that to him. You can't go back and say, oh, gee, I want to take it back. I'll never forget the time I was, I think I was in grammar school. And football was something that, let's just say, was not very easy to get. It was very taboo in our family. It was not allowed until you were like much older. When I went to a private school and also a private high school, um, we had no football team, but we could still play like, basically tag football and whatnot. Well, I remember, I think it was around maybe sixth grade, fifth or sixth grade. I actually got this device that, you put the football on it and it would literally throw the football to you. And I took it out of the box and I was really excited to play with it. And my mom's like, "Oh no, you'll play with it later." And all I knew is that when the box got opened, no one said anything, but my mom gave my grandparents this stare, like, "How dare you buy that for him?" Because they were like very against football. And my dad was like, he didn't care. But my mom was like, "Oh, that's crazy." And so it was like, we'll discuss it later. So I was going to go out and play. Well, no, we'll play with it later. So, well, no, we'll play with it tomorrow. So tomorrow came, and I wanted to go play with it. And I was like, "Oh no, you can play with it out. You can play with it later." Okay. And so later came, and I was looking around. "Mom, where's the automatic football thrower?" "Oh, it should be in my car." So I went back to her car to go to the car. I said, "It's not there." "Oh, it's not? Oh, I must have taken it back." "You what?" I took it back. You really shouldn't have that. That toy is very dangerous. And anything could be dangerous, right? Fire could be dangerous. But my mom had heard of people that had that toy that basically got severely hurt. I mean, you're not going to go look at the thing right where it's throwing the football. I mean, you have to just set it and then you go away. But they were very concerned. Then my dad even jumped on board. He was like, "Yeah," he's like, You're too young for that." And so later on, I just kind of grew out of wanting it. But that was an interesting thing, how that gift that my grandparents gave me, um, they had to get me something else. But my mom was just not going to let me have that. So I think when we're talking about gifts for the holidays, we don't want to get a gift for someone that could potentially cause them any harm, whether that be physically, emotionally, or mentally, or any way. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's always such a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you guys on these amazing days and evenings. I hope you'll like, love, and support the channel. Comment below, tag your friends, colleagues, and associates, share this out with everyone you know on social media. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to catch you guys on another show, either a J More Tech Talk show, which will be next week, which will be on December 6th, the 6th of December, the first Friday of December. Or you can always catch me on Inspirations for Your Life, which is every day. Or you can also catch me on other shows. Just go to believemeachieve.com for much of my static content, as well as my reels and so much other great stuff. Check it out. believemeachieve.com. Do like it, love it, support it, tag all your friends, colleagues, associates. Share it out. It's really great stuff. Have a fantastic evening. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the technology that's good or bad. It's how we choose to use it that makes it so. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend.